Good morning. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. Actually, I was just thinking. As the hard disk wakes up. I had a bunch of stuff here. No, actually, I had pretty much cleared that out. I don't know if this is still in scope. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, these families are probably even bigger since I was playing games. How was your son? Unfortunately, that was the one that ran off looking for oil and had to run in with mosquitoes, so it didn't live very long. Uh-oh. What were you doing to get in Donkey Town? I mean, they both got bells now, so they're not hard to find. Or do you mean the two cities in the south? Because this was the original one, which they got back to for a little bit. Things bounced up there. Then you got the bell town there, and then well, I hadn't noticed that the road, and another one back where people were spawning. But maybe you're one of the reasons there's actually some stuff built up there. I mean, for a long time, nobody really tried to build anything. Anyway, what are we doing with Regex? Is it Regex or Regex P? Uh, yes. Wait, so one life got you enough active players to push you out? Wow. Was it in a big town or something? Jeez. Yeah, if you're making tools, you usually want to get your own straight shaft and, generally, look for ones that are near ovens or forges or fires. They're probably being used as tools. And that was probably a little bit of crowd mentality where, one person decided to curse for it and then everybody was like, oh yeah, I got a curse token and why not? It is. It's silly and it's kind of silly stupid. Admin's got it too. Oh, and then menu. Yeah, it's doing a really simple thing. So you do like a few things. Admin does a few things. You do like one thing. Oh no, you do two things. That's probably all one thing. From string, if it matches. Oh, then we get the bolt out. Oh, that's if it successfully creates a regex. Then we can apply it. Place that JSON with icon build. Yeah, I noticed that actually. I was like, wow, somebody's got some bell ambitions here. No, it's a bit farther by now. So we've got basic elm. I'm not in the crazy color scheme right now. Going to be elm core string. Actually, replace would probably do it. And then drop left. String drop left. Although, well, if I did ends with, I could then do drop right. Depend. More function calls, although individual functions would not have to like check everything. All right, so ends with got JSON this string. Then string dot drop right 5. How does append work? Is first then second. Plus plus might be the other way. So in operator format, it's that. And else modified string. Okay, compiler is good. And if this doesn't work, we won't get any of the icons. Which, all right, so is this that it tried to do JSON? Oh, nope. Even that one is backwards. So that is the same order. So we're going to have to do this. All right, you're supposed to be a slash. There we go. That's one regex down. We also had it in donation config a couple of times. Well, that's just a contains. Well, I'm probably reusing... No, I'm only using that here. Oh, but this is a more complex than a substring. That might not be so easy to... That's more of a parser thing. And you've actually got a float and an int. Parser of int. All right, this I'm probably going to have to install. This is Elm parser? Yeah. Regex. Let's say valid number if the regex run, building blocks, pipelines, if parsers. I've gotten into this stuff a bit in other projects. I'd have to look back at them, everything. It looks like we're going to want a parser.run. Takes a parser. Yeah, this didn't do any like floating points or anything. On a string. And it gets us a result. This was returning a bool. So the result of this parser would be the integer itself. This was technically doing a pre-check and then attempting the parse. So all we care about is this. Now, this might technically be able to parse an int and then trailing characters, so I'm going to have to check for that. That function by itself might be okay. And then this got used. Update quantity. Okay. You know, I should verify the pre-existing behavior. Okay. I'm actually not sure I wanted to do that. But that's not a behavior change. That and value of oh, an invalid number results in quantity 0. Quantity 0 is treated as delete the line. Was it the only reg? Oh, it was the only regex. I guess there were like multiple calls that it was matching. Okay, so that just leaves us with admin, which is technically a different compile. Oh, I'm gonna need data to see anything in this one. Info server load test. And can win. You are. Okay, so that sent out a notice. Okay. And I think I put this to always poll. I might want to. So where do you? Well, this is basically copying that code. Okay, so regex parser. Right, and then elm.json. We actually weren't doing much of anything terribly fancy. There we go. Edmelin. Okay, well, I hadn't actually test anything. Well, actually, I didn't test it, but so that was used in par's number, which is used for set game time and set discount level. We're having uncaught exception object. Oh, right, because I didn't actually. I just had stuff come up so I could view it. No, that didn't stick either. But we reloaded. All right, which one's the server? Hmm. No indication of any activity. I don't know. I don't know if I'm updating or I'm printing anything on that event. I mean, the number itself seems to be. Apparently, not complaining about anything. Regex. All right. So what? Well, what call are we making when we do an update? So it would be send game time. Actually, if we're making a call, get. This is supposed to be put. We do that. Okay. Send internals. Well, okay, so that's not useful because it's returning a command. Okay, well, already had a thing for that. Method put. They clearly called it. We clearly did that. Actually executing signed message. Send signed request. Send method body. Well, if we got that, we almost surely called this. Where is... well, it's empty request. There's a response. I'm getting raw error. Oh. Maybe I didn't reload sometime. Right, so after reloading, there's no... Oh, it's actually updating in each one. Okay. Maybe but we're actually are. So that seems to be okay. Why? Where did I? No, okay, no, that's okay. Reading how I formatted notes. All right, so we are done with regex stuff. The first thing is all that. Element. Right, so if we put in any kind of invalid value, it just completely deletes it. I can see I could see blank, I could see 0. That's saying if it's not a valid number, it just. No, I think we only do this. I mean, we can type this. Only when you kind of commit to it. Hmm. Where do we actually delete zeros? Finish amount. Probably update order. Now, is there anything top level on this whole thing? So there's not equal 0, so that must be not equal 0? Not equal 0. So what removes that? Rounds. All right, so what is this thing called? Got raw menu, unit info, rounds. Oh, I guess that would be selections. Oh. I think there's always one item and it's not displayed if it's 0. Actually makes this a view thing. Non-zero. So for that to work, I would have to work with this. I would have to say that would have to say that invalid input 1. Would actually get reflected in direction. Might mirror the input difference. No? Recompiled? And there's something weird with the... Oh, maybe I'm still getting updates. See, I could probably shut down some of the WebSocket debugging. Like standard decode. Okay, so that's the main one there. There might be some... error, match error. Those are... They're two different things. Oh, and watch. Probably has another success decode. So we got the open and close. Bring me a little bit. Shut off some. All right, so valid number. If it's not a valid number. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that probably doesn't check that parser probably doesn't check for terminal. That will parse an int, and then there could be anything following it. How do we say end of string? Can we do like regular old string to int? Like if you have reached the end of the input you're parsing. Looks like it's that. So we could go back to something like this. Can't really do anything else useful with this. This is parser. Parser. Parser.parser. Oh my gosh. Oh, do I actually have to globally import these? Maybe this is why they decided to remove operators entirely. I wish that there was a regular word version of this. Well, I wonder if you could do parser dot. Nope. Cannot do scoped operators. This might be something to ask about later. No. Exposing. Trying to import an operator, add parentheses. It. Okay, that's still washing out to 0. Okay, but I put this back to 0. That's still washing out to 0. Is this an input feedback thing? Hmm. That's starting to worry me a little bit. It cleared it and kept it. Even though I put input equals 1 in there. Do I have to do something with this? State quantity code model. Update order with code and model. Then F of the item. Update quantity. Right, updates the quantity and input. So why does that blank? Also, let's defaults to 1. We've got I think we've got a general first click problem. No? It was okay. Okay, so that is in fact... That didn't blank out. Maybe I reloaded too fast? Yeah, that's still a little bit of a UI problem. I might actually be some of the stuff coming in. I need to fix that for my own sanity. So I guess it could be that we're still polling for watch. Yeah, that's... I guess I'm only interested in the when right now. This might also be like debugger time. And you see, that worked fine. That didn't. Of course. Now you're the server, so this is going to be... Yeah. Regular watch. What the heck is happening? Yep. Gotta run it. There's about debugger. No, that's watch. Watch process. I need you. I don't know that I really have a use for the or at all. There's a debugger. So if we've... And of course now it starts behaving. Well, I guess we'll just leave that on for a little while. Oh, I wonder if there's something weird with having values in here during that initial update. Yeah. Open connecting. Wait. I don't have a click. I don't have a click. Okay. And the problem here is that if we do that goes to 1 and that yeah, okay. I mean there's actual 0, 0. We'd want to recognize blank as I could attempt to parse any number out of the front. Actual number parser. All right. Go back to it. Want the D. We're going to put quantity. Filter condition. We have to add an extra item. Check if it's valid or not. But almost make the integer itself a main. Then you have to deal with all of that mess. Okay, here's actually not too bad. Here are the other view. Plan. And then most of this, well, this is probably for the string buildup. Your HTML. Yeah, okay, so we use that image. This. There's a function wrapper for it. Actually, that's in the build. So for a build item, that's fine. For order items, like that would have to account for it. That should be pre-filtered, but you still have to account for it. Long build text. Short. And all of that just so we can have invalid inputs sitting in the list. Alternately, we do a case for blank so that either 0 or that, well, that would make all invalid inputs 1, which is well, we use non-zero twice, don't we? Once to display the list and once to display the order. So that would actually become a separate 1, 2, 3 definition. Display orders, so that looks like it's going to be the table. Long. Just based on the overall length, because there's a limit on parity site. So those would both use the same function for is it valid to put in. I guess for some of that stuff, you could have like a valid order item. But like how many functions is that going to break? So that is only going to apply to things. That's all HTML. That's for that. That would have to deal with it. Item text long. So like this function would filter out valid. You could potentially switch it up to a new structure, which actually would only be a didn't have maybes, but is that worth it? Save some dot quantities. In this case, we pretty much know that they're going to be non-zero because that's the filter. And this is probably a shared module. Not. So much as I liked not having to deal with maybes there. Well, I guess I could still have like an additional field that's like valid. I guess you could call it that. So it's a little bit down in the dumps, but I mean it does have like a little bit of user interface impact, and then if you like typo something, well, I've been hacking it. The line just entirely disappears, and it's like, I guess I'll go find that again. But yeah, I was trying some alternates to the old code. But I'm not sure that putting in 1 is the right answer. Oh, and then we had that bug. Hover, 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 hover. I didn't even get a click event. What is that supposed to be? Donate config view. I mean, I'm kind of okay. I lost a tooth 2 weeks ago. I have to take my car in today because the engine light's on. The brake fluid looks leaky. I guess I could be better. Uh, what are your Go donate config message? Yes, you do. Okay, so you don't have a separated view message. One of my older programs. A menu item? Uh, okay, it's not an icon. Need to do with a build. Well, it's going to be near the hover message. On mouse enter. Ah, okay, so that's add 1. I did not get that message. So is it that our events aren't hooked up properly? It does kind of jump down. I don't know. Yeah. There's no pound sign. Or maybe it functions as a submit? That is technically a button. This is actually looking like Elm has not yet installed the event handler. That was fine. Or hover. Yeah. There were still some socket events. Hmm. Well, unfortunately, I'm out of water. I only take a break for a few minutes. I'll be back in a little bit. Well, okay. No. Did you just drop? You just take that kid away somewhere?
Can do is protect this beautiful place. Yeah! Protecting Clara is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Doing so will help me. Time to do the rain dance. I mean, the sandstorm dance.
What the hell is going on?
This is the true form of Pinkun that I pretended I couldn't see.
So, I'm...
Pinkun was always by my side, and because of that, I was able to live out my dream of being a chosen one. I lived as a chosen one alongside the familiar I called a friend.
Then you're saying Pinkun's real form is...
Yes. Pinkun is a delusion I myself have created.
Pinkun is a delusion?
It all makes sense now. It feels... natural. Freeing, even.
Pinkun?
Now that you know, this existence, the one you call Pinkun, is no longer needed, Saki.
No!
Why?
Because you're a chosen one, with or without me. It's your destiny to nullify this unending day. Yet as long as I'm part of that destiny, you'll continue to wander the space between reality and delusion.
Just... There you go. Gotta soak it up. Mmm. Yummy. Uh-oh. Now I'm all sticky. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Mom.
And we're back. Alright, so I still don't know what this missing event thing is all about. But if we want to leave room for people to have temporarily invalid states, I either need an extra field, whether it's valid, or I need to make it a maybe, and the extra field only affects the filtering operation. And then let everything else kind of process straight through. But I'm using a structure from here, which already has some concessions to UI, so. I can definitely see the argument for saying that this, like the quantity should be a maybe because it could be invalid, but it just ends up rippling throughout everything to deal with the maybes. And we can, well, the other way to do this would be to have two versions of this, one with a maybe and one without, where it's certain and uncertain, and I guess you could even drop the input then. For some of that downstream processing. Well, actually, there's order item and there's menu item. No, menu item doesn't have a quantity. And build item is missing some other stuff. There's already a lot of variations of these things, but... Well, it wouldn't need this, I don't think. It would need code. It would need the builds. Would only need that if we recalculated it from a... Well, if we recalculated it from first principles. Well, if we're doing a sum, we kind of do have to. Mm. Order item, menu item. That's what we read from data. That's the individual items in there. And we've got raw menu items, or oh, just in string. Is it bool? Sometimes bool, sometimes boolean. All right, so make order. I guess 0 isn't valid. So I think, well, if nothing else, that's a full construction. But anywhere because like the add, oh yeah, because right now add 1 just takes it from 0 to 1 and that automatically makes it appear. Unless I say that the are valid by default. You ever have an invalid 0? Yeah, because that's sort of like state reset. If you do clear it out, does the state get properly invalid input, it goes to invalid, it's still shown. So I guess the answer to that is we always show invalid lines. So it's not like they can be hidden and invisible. And if you add 1 to an invalid line, it should probably just go to 1. This might need to get also. No, I think there are actually maybe 2 versions of this. There's maybe that's still non-zero. Well, that's gonna be non-zero or invalid. This is going to be non-zero and invalid. Defects. Snap application. Okay, I don't know any of that, but yeah, if they've got a well, if we screwed up means they screwed up a lot of them. You might be in a bit of a hurry to get through it all. Or I All right, so now non-zero is gone, so it's going to be very unhappy about that. All right, so this is the HTML table, so this is going to be or invalid. This is the text, so this is going to be valid. And this is the text, this is going to be valid. And then initial config main. A valid number. This would be we don't mess with the user's input. Right, we do the and we're going to say that since we reset this, we're going to call it valid. And if you press the button with an invalid input, we're just going to reset you to 1. So if we do invalid, then line is 0. There's nothing here. Do it again, it goes back to 1. But we can still edit this, get back to our 1 or our 4 or whatever. Oh, yeah, we need a special case for that. So if valid number, or the first one, if item dot it's really kind of any white space. Spaces. So this is a valid number. White space. Oh, only number was itself a thing. So actually white space is parser.parser of nothing. But much like this, we want to know that that's the entire string. Maybe I need to look at this like the other one, where this is like only spaces. And then this white space. Uh, 0 or more on spaces, so that should count for an empty string. Then I think, will actually just reset. There's that thing again. There is no add 1 message, even though I clicked. So our case was, if we delete this, That should be a valid. Finish amount. Ah, it's all truncated. It's still truncated. We know what code it was, right? Quantity 0, valid false. So that did not match white space. What if we tried... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Didn't compile. Parse.parser. What is it with that? I think it must be default button behavior, but it's so inconsistent I can't nail it down. Yeah, so deleting it works. Zeroing it works. You can still do temporarily invalid things that don't actually result in an order, but they keep this around for reference. And the number management I do in the admin app doesn't need to be nearly this tolerant because we're not dealing with disappearing items. All right, so we clean. That one wasn't supposed to get deleted. I actually used that one. This is why I check my diffs. I copy that down here, not that much. Put that timing debugging back. All right. Hmm. All right, so this is going to be more of an admin thing. I still have this. I do not have this. That's if I need to actually make changes. So right now we have no visibility into the matches here. Well, I think I'm still fetching the data for this. So these have a little edit feature, and I mean, editing the raw text might actually be a quick and dirty way to do it. But we've got structured data. So we could probably have like an edit on the, and maybe you would even put the reset behind that to help avoid accidents. Because this would be really easy to go, hey, what does this do? And clear it. That might want a little safety measure too. So if edit gave you edit boxes for players and planets. Do we have specific updates for... so no, we're not dealing with the string elements, we're dealing with... editing features. So what messages or what commands do we... update donations, update rounds. That's not sending thing. Send request. That's it in the model. Send donation edit, send clear donations. Okay, so right now we've got specific updates for discount level. But there is probably a thing from our lobby update. Games. Put games ID. Which is pretty simple right now. That does reset this stuff. Stringifying info, so I could probably check if it exists. As long as I have the encoder that turns that back into JSON, we can pretty much use the same setup. All right, so what do we... update? You actually have a separate view message. Yeah, delete round. So we have an edit round. Delete round string. No, I'm just handling the IDs as strings. Uh, that thing could actually justifiably be a table as well. Da, 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 da. There's that. Right now it's a list. So would that be table? Well, this is a single round. Play round. UL. So that would be table row, and then we have to do all the data. And maybe you want a separate button besides the name? So you've got to be a separate thing. I guess for one elements, was it? Might work. Some of these could probably turn into headers now. List HTML message. Okay, I guess this doesn't work. Look at this. No, right, because it still has to be a list. So you're a little one. Okay. Da, 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 da. That's just a little bit cleaner. I don't have a thing for that. Getting a header on there is actually kind of awkward with this setup. So I have list of rounds. Which I would have to essentially prepend. Might be able to do this with a little bit of inversion. So if we take, I could even do this. Sort it. Map it to that. Stick it in a table. This is effectively going to be prepend. But the argument order is B. All right. So you are just going to be like, yes, that's going to cut to the number of columns. Because we don't need anymore. Uh-oh. List A. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's just one row. Maybe there's a named method for that. I don't need the colons anymore. Right, we needed that in the strings. Although, we might need some styling. Okay, so we need a view message that is not like delete round, edit round. Now our main update has to handle. All right, so if we edit donation. So we had an editing thing. Yeah, so it might be a bit of stuff. And I almost need to do some renaming first. All right, so edit donation. Comment change it. Gonna be for you discount level change. Okay, so that's set for you. Uh hmm. hmm. Done editing and cancel editing would technically apply to the currently edited. Donation. Wait, so did these place? Oh, so we say we're editing this thing. Oh, so yeah, ID is going to be like the match. Oh, are you actually defined in you? Donation edit. It's called actually donation edit. It's only got 2 states though. So we could actually use that kind of if it's equal to this. Be like editing item. And continue to use like done. Well, that would make these events more ambiguous. And really, you would handle done differently. Well, it's already got to do a switch. Hmm. Hmm. All right, so there's going to be that. There's you. You. I guess this kind of does mean I have to touch. Well, we'd want similar kinds of logic. So in a way, Pixel Logic, how's it going? Haven't heard from you in a little while. All right, I think that's all straight up replacements. Groovy, huh? Or the Arbot. Think of the follow. All right. So that should be syntactically updated. Rosette beards. Syntactically updated. Yeah, at some point I got tired of the editor of the year fashion show and decided to pick one. I had to learn VI back in the day for some Unix lab admin stuff. And I kind of liked the idea of being able to do commands over it, even though I probably don't make the most of it. For a while, I did some Vim Ninja exercises and kind of got up on the leaderboard just from doing everything. I've forgotten a lot of the stuff I don't use on a daily basis. All right, so the idea would add a new type. Oh, that's actually a full record. That's not an ID. Well, you only said edit by ID. Yeah, I sometimes have a thing where something puts you into like Pico or one of the other editors and I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I think one of the common ones has like commands listed across the bottom of the screen, so it's not too bad. So that's talking about delete in terms of string. But surely there is a actual round to stick in there. So we got the details. Yeah, no, that could be it too. Right, and I do specifically that entire thing so I can have the intermediate state in there. What's the state? There should be a thing. Well, yeah, that sends the entire thing. But a round is actually called a game info. And then a whole bunch of places are going to need to have at least a dummy case put in. No, unfortunately, this one, play donation. Okay, so that is not what's checking it. But this is a specific one that we might want to display. So when we're doing this, pretty much ignore this. Yep. And we have display editing, which not editing, just which it should never get here, much the same way. And then we've got our other file. Actually has a number of these. Matched model. Oh, this is probably a post-editing thing? Right, so we're checking for codes and stuff. So this should also not be relevant. And now we're running search term. Comment change should also not be relevant. This is where I'm a little about combining these, but I do kind of want to only be editing one thing at a time. And then this is to also update. Yeah, I guess it actually could possibly do something. Wait, so that donation discount. Rounds equals model.rounds. No, this is a specific thing. Message discount level change. if we were editing, we're not editing. Oh, it's the discount level for a particular thing. So you are this again, the no op. Not set discount level. Done editing. I think we will eventually want to do something here. Cancel editing clears it. Match subscription. So this is a subscription, which I think that we only want to do this if we're editing a then all of these should be at least syntactically updated. One argument. All right, so we got that to compile. I do need to take a short break. I will be back in a few minutes. Where is Hedwin's specific thing? Why is it not in my inventory? Oops, wrong button. There it is.
I guess he said he was coming back, didn't he? There he is.
Ouchie! It hurts so bad in my butt.
You have to be really patient with this game. That is for sure.
And welcome back. All right, so we want to switch. Well, now that we've got something there. We want to edit round, and I'm gonna put that where we currently have this. We're gonna have to do a message. All right, this is going to be a lot like edit donation, actually. Model editing equals editing round. I'm not actually going to do anything to that. You did match in donation. Apparently getting from someplace else. Probably a command of some. I don't think I need to do anything right off the bat. And then these are not, these are just like some sample. Yeah, so that's to support this stuff. Set editing. And then we're actually going to have some way to display that. Oh, right. I didn't have stuff set up to send a command somewhere. Oh, we removed the X. I don't have any feedback on that right now. So nation config. Nation config view. We did have some stuff for displaying game info. Okay, I didn't call it display player, display planet. Right, you're doing radio choices, so that's not exactly what we need. Something like this. I was just using row and column here instead of full-on table. Maybe a title edit. I guess if I let you change key, then it would just make a new round. All right, so we've got display round. It's that display round. What I did with this was like a sort of in-place edit. Move stuff around, but it's relatively direct. Let's display round. Now we had like display only. Display donation only. Which is just the simple compact version. Oh. Yeah, that's in a table right now. And I guess I could do a table row without table elements and it might work out. All right, so we've got display round. We've got, probably we're gonna have like that. And then got something like this. Which got the current edit. Oh, it's still called donation edit. Yeah, back to compiling. Okay, so you got both the current status and got model. All right. All right. So then this one is going to be no op. I think you've got ID. I call this edited. Where? Because I started changing this. We got a very generic display editing. Editing donation. Display editing around, which we don't have yet. Why did I pass the whole edit in there? I don't know. Because I've got edited. Maybe to make the arguments more obvious? All right, so when we look at one of these, we've got some fields. Not, I guess these could be in edits, but they're technically separate things. So I still need to repeat that. Oh, and this is where that. Okay, yeah, this is the original text for reference. And that's where we're getting the authentication failed because I hadn't put in a key. That's like a header line. Tag list, comment. I guess we'd maybe use these. An li because it was in a list. Need some bits of it. Display editing donation, tag list, display donation, display only. Header. slightly different. All right, so thing we pretty much need ID title. Game info is not from here. Game info. Name ID. Players, planets. The other two things are edited elsewhere. Oh yeah, if you do change the ID, it has kind of a weird effect of it wouldn't really appear in the list. Hmm. This one needs a dedicated editing area. All right, so you only had one input. Put a text area. Should... Yeah, this app only has like numbers and text areas so far. We'd still have... So if we still, this is a TR without TDs. Maybe. We'd have a title. And we have just a bunch of stuff. So P space, I guess we could grab this. Next. Oh? Type text. I don't know why that was in the regular documentation. Not min. Edited dot name. And we're not going to have a... It might have a different type. Not going to have a thing for that yet. Big view, it's going to be something like this. That was just a div. Oh, actually, I don't know if I had the whole row system in admin. I wasn't as worried about it. All right, so it is called round. Oh, no, it's original and edited here because that could get you into trouble. Use a generic name like that. Now this doesn't need a main base. Oh, this is using display player and display planet, which are not here. We might want some comparable things, but which was itself a helper method. And yet more events. So you are going to be like a text field. Radio choice. So you're actually doing the whole LI for it. Not a radio choice. This is going to be a... Is that it? Current value label. Formatted better. Name, ID, val. We're not going to have an uncheck and a checked. I'm going to need on input. Value and on input. Preval text lab. This doesn't need a separate label. This is just kind of is what it is. This is going to have to be... The message must have had a qualifier in the... What was ground ID? Okay. Which... We're only editing one thing. And I guess it's still used to make a name for it. Which fields like to have their names. Right, message name. Right, that would be like the radio group. You don't really need the radio. They should still have names. Properly speak. All right, it might not like some of the events here. Model variable. Model.planet. Model.play. Right, because this had a currently selected. So actually, this text. Context. Current. List map. Oh. String out of there. Out of there. No, I don't have a no-op. Set it round, set game, set discount level. What are you going to need? I guess you're going to need like a list index? It's a list string. And I might need some ways to add and remove things too. Oh, set round name. So you should actually be message. Message. Actually, I guess this would be kind of like along the lines of context. But then that doesn't add in. Not so much context as X. And then we have to do string dot from int. Edited.id. That's the round ID. We know what we're editing. Well, list.map would have to be like a map within indexed map, which gives you an int and a value. And we'll actually go very nicely into that. Display yes. Our AV message. Set planet is not what I expect. String. Oh, set round name is off. Set planet name. Oh, I didn't update this signature. And round ID and edited ID. Why are you different? Maybe I got my two types crossed up. Play round. Oh, yep. Editing round. Editing needs to be game info. Oh, right. That would change the signature if we changed what this is. No, you're fine. Oh, edit versus editing. Edited. And then all of the new messages. So admin. Runs at discount level. Okay, so we've got a thing that goes in. Well, no, for these things, we always update editing, so we're not doing that yet. We do still have to switch out of this. Oh, maybe I still got a setter. And it's a super simple thing. I think I may have had this to possibly apply to multiple places. Update round, set round discount level, set round name. Round name equal name. Name edited, editing equal round. Then you had to do an update. You do not. I'm actually wondering if I... If I somehow encapsulated this bit, I could do like update editing round. So you search for the right ID. That was an D to update. It's always editing. In this case, I don't even really need this currently. This is like a map editing round. Update editing round with set round name. Okay. Then we have that player name. We should be able to do and we still have to work out the actual index update. So we got an int. We got a new name. Index name in round. A player. Now lists, which is what we use by default, don't normally have a if you want indexed operations, you use an array. Indexed map will do it. We're replacing it, so we don't care. No, in the case where it doesn't match, we care. And a new name, else old name. Enough. All right, is there anything specifically with that code that doesn't work? Cannot find variable. Can I just get a quick confirm on this? We copy it. Doesn't like that. Oh, I said you were a model to model. So I was copying update round. These are probably going to be always used here. And there is indeed a problem with index map. I forgot to pass the object to that. Round value is a game info. Index map needs a second. Oh, no, round.players. Got kind of long again. And that would be fine if I wasn't a little bit compressed here. Now, that round name. Copied from somewhere. All right, so we're probably safe. Well, we can actually test this. We can test it with its local editing context. It doesn't save anywhere. I guess I don't actually know that that updated anything. And we might need some improvements here. That works. Yep. Run that. All right, to actually, well, I guess the easiest thing would be, or we haven't implemented the done button yet. So we've got done editing, which has an editing variable. So if we're editing around, it's got an ID. I think we actually have a update round. It equals not editing. And I don't think we have a send for this right now. But we can update our local state. And that can maintain. All right, game info has a decoder, but not an encoder. All right. Okay, so the types. Those are. We're only going to send one of these. In fact, it might just be game. You are just going to be a on value. Wait, no, you're not a value. You are forgotten exactly how it's worked out. I think it's something to a, or is it a value to a game info probably? Yeah. No, game info to value because we're encoding. And we get a round. And then we are an object. Game info that's the decoder. An object with the fields. All right. So, well, we have to have values. How does your list encoder work? List blah value. Not a function, so we don't actually need the sub. List string dot players. Planets. Actually, reference that. Mission.decode, gameinfo.decode. So it doesn't like some syntax there. It's missing a bracket. Okay, so it compiles. Now I should probably check that is actually the format. Put games. By ID. Technically, it updates the ID for us. This we might have to see if it's a present thing. Redis set params ID. That's the most logical thing. Send donation edit is probably gonna be the closest thing. Donations ID. Send discount level, send delete round. Put it games. Games ID. Donation edit body. Ah, so pre-encoding. Oh, so we just got all the bodies down. Discount level body. Oh, I actually did a little bit of coding here. ID data. Well, you were just JSON did encode. Yeah, because you're string. And around edit. Info-G. String.string. Oh. So it already was. Right, that compiles. Now, I don't actually called this yet. That's that one. Have we? Okay, we still got that. Okay, you received that. Next final. On 2x. All right, so it's ugly, but it's functional. Set round name. Size. Okay, that's a little bit better. We don't have add, we don't have delete. I might conceivably want to do something special for the final because that's definitely going to be pulling people out of other matches. Well, and it should be. I guess just having a delete button will help a lot there because you can just kind of pull out the people from their match, which isn't readily visible here, but it could be readily visible somewhere like this or other references. And then if you somehow delete too much, so right now it's a strict update. So an index map won't add an entry. We might have to be very explicit about that rather than just saying, well, it's an index, it doesn't exist. I guess you could also just check for index equals length. But that seems to be functional. Admin, edit, round. Now, did I? No, I didn't do a bounding box in that or anything. Oh, and then the match. Well, the delete was the quick and dirty way to clean up bad data. I might still need that as sort of a ultimate measure. And it's just a matter of adding a button because I already got the button. All right, unclick done editing. Yeah, players. Delete round. Edited. And then admin. Delete round. It also got remove round. I should probably just unconditionally. I guess we use. Yep, syntax change. Yep, I got edited. Yep. Then we'll just reset the database if we need that back. All right, so individual items. Oh, so this test was actually the final information. I mean, not that it actually affects. Okay, and those were final images, which we use as our test data. The load test. Does one of those snapshots. The real final would have a bunch more entries, and that's one of the things that would be most practical for deleting an entry. Okay, so display player. Is just the both of these are going to use the same thing, but it's going to be with different messages. Oh, I put the li in you. Oh, is all of this stuff going in the first table cell? And it might just fit the. Yeah, it's all going in this first cell. So when we do TR, we also do TR like row span, no, call span. Okay, row, little span. All right, you can get away with this? No. The arguments are ambiguous. Well, no, because it's the issue. Okay, so that doesn't throw off columns. What's the only thing I'm using for right now? I would have to pass two messages into it. Set player name index, like player name. It would be button. I don't think I've got like a little. Pretty little button. Our message doesn't work anymore. This is like edit. Oh, you're not a string, you're just a click. Mainline, set player name. But presumably, this looks just like player planet this is not quite the same though, 'cause it's more of a filter. No, this is like an indexed filter. A little bit trickier. We have you can indexed map to a maybe no filter map. That's what I've used before. Yeah, it doesn't give you the index. Isn't there maybe the drop methods and left right type thing? Take and drop. So it's an index. An index starts at 0. Don't have to know that very much. Get index 0. We want to be list.append. List.drop drop 0. And no, take 0. And then drop x plus 1. No, that would be take 0, drop 1. At 0, we want to take 0, drop 0. Well, no, because that does mean delete 0. Hmm. And let's send me that for a moment. so this is back in the view. Run, oh, wrong name. Run plant. And then if we're done, then that writes back the list. Oh, I guess I should test things that aren't at the end of the list. That seems good. Edit the list. Good. Hmm. And then to be complete, you have to be able to replace things. Unfortunately, I don't want to push it too much. And even though that's not terribly hard, I do have an appointment later today, so I want to be a little bit careful about getting caught up and pushing the whole schedule back. And might want to put that one, well, it's going to be at the bottom, but might want to safety. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Pixelogic for bringing some friends. If I have anything to recommend. There's some web development. This is about when I'm usually on. So I sometimes go later. I sometimes do Step Mania. I'm actually think I'm off the doctor's orders not to do heavy exercise. But now it's getting back into it, and like I said, I've got stuff today I don't want to be late for. Where's a place cool to hang out? Your Demon Wolf is also doing some web dev stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye and until